Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. The trade deadline is upon us, so I thought today we could have a little conversation about some players who I think might be on the move or who are rumored to be on the move but might actually not go anywhere. So let's get right into it. So the first player I want to talk about is Victor Oladipo. We all know his name has been in the trade market for a very long time. Problem with Victor Oladipo is people keep saying he's very likely to get moved, but I actually don't think he's going anywhere, and here's the reason why. I think that they want too much for him. He's on an expiring deal. Now, given the fact, maybe there's a caveat, given the fact, maybe there's a caveat that he says, okay, I'll sign an extension. But the problem is he also wants max money. And I don't know how many teams are willing to pay him that kind of money right now, coming up all these injuries. So with him being a free agent after this season, unless he's saying, yeah, I'll take less money and sign for an extension, then I see him getting moved. Okay. But I don't think that he's going to do that. I think he wants to test free agency. So therefore, I think the Rockets are going to ask too much, and he's going to end up staying with the Rockets for the season. That may be a bold prediction given what everybody else is saying, and they're saying he's definitely moving, and I could be wrong, but I just don't know if they're going to get a deal done. The second player I want to talk about is Kyle Lowry, and I think he's going to be in Miami Heat. Now, I know I said in a previous video that players who tend to be paired with a certain team and are in the, trade market for a while, and you hear all these rumors, it doesn't tend to happen, but I think this is one of the scenarios where it actually does. Miami Heat are all in on trying to win, and Kyle Lowry, we all know, has a championship pedigree. Obviously, he won a ring, and he's just a player who helps your team get wins. Like we all know, he's led the league, or at least it seems like it, in charges. He does the little things to help your team win, and he's definitely someone who adds value. I think they're gonna get a deal done. Now, the problem is, I just saw a report before recording this video that they want Tyler Hero, and I don't think Miami wants to give up Tyler Hero, so maybe they'll have to throw in an extra pick for Kyle Lowry. Here's the deal that I think they want to get done or might get done. It would be Dragic, Duncan Robinson, Mo Harkless, and Chris Silva? Is it Chris Silva or Sylvia? I'm very sorry. Just to make the salaries match. And then I think they throw in a first round pick. Now maybe they have to throw in an additional second because they don't want to give up Hero, but I think that's somewhat of what the deal would be. And I think that's a pretty fair deal on both sides because Kyle Lowry, we all know, is very valuable. And if they get a ring out of it, I mean, in the end, they got what they wanted. Third player I want to talk about is John Collins, and I think he's going absolutely nowhere. Now, I think trade rumors have died down recently, but after his name was in the trade rumors, by the way, he started playing really, really well. But even besides that point, they were asking so much for him, and the problem was John Collins is still in his rookie contract. So to make salaries match for players, because players who tend to be stars or superstars or whatever, they're making 20 million, that kind of money. And because he was still in his rookie contract, it's kind of hard to make a deal for someone that you're trying to get star back for or a bunch of picks because, in the end, it's going to have to work out that way. So I think that's part of the reason as to why he didn't get traded. I just think that the market was like, we want John Collins, but not for what you're asking. He's a great player. He has a lot of potential, but I don't know what Atlanta exactly was asking for. But it sounds like they're being a little bit greedy.
Hello, Editing Ashley here. So there are a couple things I didn't say. I think the 76ers don't necessarily make a move at the deadline because, I don't know, they see Milwaukee and the Nets making moves, but I don't know if they can make one themselves. And then I think that the Knicks don't make a move either. I just don't think it makes sense. I think they should keep their assets and use it for this offseason or next season.
There's a few other players I want to talk about. I think Terrence Ross goes to the Warriors. I think they would trade Kelly Oubre, maybe a second if they had to, for Terrence Ross. And it's not like the biggest move in the world, but I think they do this because Kelly Oubre is a free agent. Unless they've been talking to Kelly Oubre and he said, I'll come back on a vet minimum, which I don't think he will. So therefore, I think they trade for Terrence Ross because he has an additional 2 years on his contract. It's very team friendly at about $12 million per year. And he's a great shooter and a great defender. So he just would be a perfect fit coming off the bench, especially since they're a team that want to win a championship and you would already know that you have someone who could be your sixth man maybe, come off your bench and give you 20 a night. And that would be perfect with Steph, Clay, and Draymond all being there. You still have Wiggins, Wiseman, and possibly Minnesota's pick in this draft along with your own pick. You gotta do that. They're really setting themselves up for next year, honestly. So I think that's the kind of moves they're gonna make. They also have that $9.3 million from Clay being injured, but I don't know exactly how they're gonna use that or who they could use that on because it has to be under that price. Unless the buyout market, it depends who gets bought out, but then it's like more difficult. So we'll see about that. Let's also talk about Andre Drummond. I also think he goes nowhere. I think the Cavs want to trade him. They're adamant on not buying him out. I mean, again, I could be wrong, But I think he just stays with the Cavs, and next year, you know, he's a free agent. Well, this year he's a free agent, and we'll see where he ends up. Evan Fournier, he's been linked to the Mavs. I could actually see this happening. I could see him in a Mavericks jersey. Now, whether the deal gets done or not, I don't know. But Mark Cuban, you know, Dallas Mavericks, they want to win. So I think they're focused on Luka. They're focused on Porzingis. I don't think Porzingis actually is getting traded anymore, at least for now. So I do think they're going to try to make trades to at least be more of a contender. Aaron Gordon, he's on the move. Where to? Nobody knows. Someplace I could see him, but I don't think this would happen. But I could just see him wearing a Celtics jersey. But I don't think that's going to happen. I just don't see why the Celtics would do that. That's not a bad trade for them, but what do they have to give up then? Aaron Gordon's making what, $16 million? He's also a free agent after this year, so that also makes teams less likely to want to trade for him, because if he's a free agent and, you know, it's kind of like, well, maybe we want to have you for a few years on our team or whatever. He could agree to sign a 1-year extension, which would be about $17 million. So, I mean, maybe they're working that kind of deal out, because apparently he requested a trade out of Orlando. So we definitely could see Aaron Gordon on the move. I just don't know where yet. You know what? I'm going to just say the Celtics for now, but I don't know exactly how that would work or how the money would work. I didn't think that went through, but I think that's a good trade for them if they don't have to give up too much. Otto Porter, I still think he's getting bought out. I just think that no one's talking about him anymore, but I do think he's still getting bought out. So I know the Warriors were targeting him. So maybe if he gets bought out, he goes to the Warriors too. We'll see. Alon Wright, I mentioned in a previous video, I think the Pistons are always in sell mode. Or not always, but in this case, they're in sell mode. I don't think they're trading Jeremy Grant, but I could see them moving to Alon Wright. Like I said, I thought he was a good fit for the Celtics. Doesn't necessarily have to be that team, but I do think that he's someone who is not rumored to be moved, but he definitely will be moved. Or not definitely, but likely to move. This will be the last person in this video, and I think Lonzo Ball is definitely on the move. I think that's kind of unfortunate because he's been playing really, really well with New Orleans lately. I think he's a good fit alongside Zion. Like, it's just a nice tandem. I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the Pelicans. I don't know why they're not better. They should be better. Everyone agrees. I know they're still young. They still have to develop. So, I mean, I guess it just takes time. Maybe they need different style. I don't know. But I know that Lonzo's been playing a lot better lately. And it's kind of unfortunate, like I said, because I don't know where he would fit better. He's still in his rookie contract, so he's making, what, $7 million, $11 million? No, he's gotta be making like $11 million. He's gotta be making like $11 million. He was the second pick. So I think Lonzo could add a lot of value to certain teams. The problem is, it's just like, I don't know exactly where he should go. Like I said, I just feel like one of the best fits is for him in New Orleans. The Clippers are in the market for a point guard, so that's definitely a good fit. But I don't know that the Clippers have the assets to get him. That's the problem. So I don't know how they would get that done. There you have it. That is my opinion on players during the trade deadline. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you next time. Bye.